nutritionist, a guy who cares, and that's why I share. And you know what? I want to apologize for those who caught, I'm going to call it part one of my share about getting and keeping yourself motivated. I want to apologize. We had some technical difficulty and something happened where everything just went out. So I was like, you know what? I need to get back on and I need to complete what I was sharing. Now, I will provide a link to part one where I talked about motivation, how the word motivation comes about, kind of what it means. And I got to a place where I said, if you look at motivation as this huge fire, the goal is to keep that fire alive, keep it bright and keep it burning, right? Because in the beginning, when someone wants to lose weight, whether it's the right program or the wrong program, whether it's healthy for you or it's not healthy for you, what happens is a lot of people are motivated up front, but the motivation fades. That fire starts to fade. It goes down, and that is not a good thing, if you know what I'm saying, right? So if the fire fades and we want to have a blazing fire, how do we do that? How do you keep yourself motivated? Think about this. If if everybody could say, I'm motivated, I'm going to lose weight, and they just stayed motivated, man, be everybody would be successful. But somewhere along the line, life comes in and there's these minefields, and they're like water. So anything that brings that flame down is water. So let me give you an example. You could be at work and maybe this week you hit a plateau and you didn't lose weight, or maybe your weight has been stalled for a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month, and you're really wanting to be successful. But then someone comes in and they're doing another diet and they lose weight faster than you. That is like water being poured onto your motivation. It could cause your motivation to dwindle, to come down. It could be that you're married. Like I was sharing with one of my clients earlier today, this guy who's a client of mine, and I've been working with him for about 2 years. He came to me and I said, all right, what is your motive? Why do you want to lose weight? And we made major progress. Okay, check this out. He said to me the thing that motivated him more than anything. He's married, been married for like 13 years. And he says, I want to be intimate with my wife without turning the lights off, without dimming the lights. I want it to be bright. I want to see her. She's beautiful, but I just don't like what she's saying when it comes to me. And he said, he shared with me a few things. He says, Robert, when I get out of the shower, one of the best things about the shower is that it steams up and I can't see myself in the mirror. And he goes, I like that because I don't want to see myself in the mirror. And I said, what if you took a bath, or what if you took a shower, but by the time you got out and dry it off, you can see yourself? He says, I won't look at myself. And whenever he would look at himself, it was like water being poured on his fire, his motivation. So, and when it's not us, it could be someone else. I mean, I've had many women that I've coached over the years, and they will say, I was making a lot of progress, Robert, but then my husband one day made a comment, and the comment would have been something like, wow, you have lost some weight. I noticed your breasts are smaller. Now she's become insecure about that and will sabotage her success because, she's in a situation where she don't want to lose weight in that area because he noticed it. And a lot of this motivation and some of the problems that we run into could go all the way back to when you're a little kid. I mean, I can't tell you how many women primarily that I've talked to over the years and coached that will say, Robert, when I was a kid, I'll never forget going to get an extra brownie and my dad or my mom looked at me or they made a comment. And then I started hiding the food that I was eating. And some of these things can come up from the past and put you in a position where it's like water to your motivation. So your flame starts to go down. And then you have like all these people, like I've had clients lose 100 pounds and not one family member, No one that they know that sees them on a regular basis says anything. Now, that could be one of a few reasons, but one of the reasons could be that they don't want to embarrass you. Maybe they feel or think that if I say something, then that means I'm acknowledging that how much heavier she was. And then you have those people who just no filter, and they'll look at you and go, "Oh my God, you look great. The pandemic's been good to you." And that can help your motivation. That's like adding kindling to the flame. We all have the motivation to get going, but we don't always have a strong enough why to keep us moving. And most people, when I say, "Hey, what's your motivation? Why do you want to lose the weight?" "Well, because I want to stay healthy." Okay. Well, that's probably not a strong motivation. And the reason I say probably not a strong motivation is because you're not in poor health at the time. You're not feeling horrible at the time. Not to throw my mom under the bus, but I'll never forget when she had 3 stents placed in her arteries. I flew back. I talked to my aunt, and we're like, I got to get back. My mom sound horrible on the phone. So I get back, and what I heard over the phone, I'm seeing right there, she's in pain. And I was talking to her, and she was moaning and groaning. And I remember her telling me things like, "I'll never eat fried food again. I'll never eat this again. I will start to take care of myself," because she was in pain. Now, at that very moment, if you say, I want to be healthy. I'm doing it because I want to be healthy. I want to stay healthy. I would hear you because you're in pain. But 6 months later, my mom was back to eating some of those same foods that she said she would never eat again. Now, we're all human, and I'm far from perfect. But the reality is this: once you get moving, right, even if you don't have your motive, you still create health. You still do the things that are moving you toward where you most want to be. This is what they frame or coin as the psychology of becoming. We are always in the transition to become something, right? The psychology of becoming. And if the why is not extremely strong, you're walking on eggshells, because one moment of dissatisfaction, one moment of frustration could cause you to throw in the towel. I see it all the time. There are people that I was working with and I have coached over the years. They're making progress and they just quit. They just give up, and they have all kind of reasons why they gave up or why they stopped. And in their own mind, they have these recordings going, and their family members around them are not helping because they're playing into this. It's like they're the background singers, and they're supporting them from getting away from what they know to be true. And when this takes place deep down, it creates a lower self-esteem, meaning you don't love yourself as much. And those people then start looking for other things they do well. Maybe it's the job, and they put all of their self-esteem based on other things because they don't want to deal with the area that really would benefit from being dealt with. I mean, this is, very rarely do you hear anybody talking about the psychology of weight loss. I mean, I've done programs on it. It's a big part of my coaching and what I do with people, and how we train our coaches who help people is really understanding the psychology of becoming and all of the challenges that show up when you're in the transition period, right? And so many of us are always looking at the transformation, meaning the before and the after, not really knowing what was going on in the middle of all that. And a lot of those people who lose the weight and have that good after, like I always say, well, show me the now. Are you really walking what you're talking? Is it really working for you? And unfortunately, we live in a world where a lot of people are motivated by money. And money's great. You can go on vacations, you can go out to eat, you can buy nice clothes. It's great. But when money becomes the root of why certain programs are recommended, the motivation is the money, not the health. Because There's things in a lot of these weight loss programs, especially these food delivery like systems, where the food totally contradicts, and the ingredients that make up the food totally contradicts being healthier. There are a lot of people that lose weight, but they are not getting healthier, they're getting worse. And we're seeing this again and again and again. Why do you think there's an increase of cancer across the board? There's an increase of type 2 diabetes across the board. People are selling all kind of stuff, but it's like they don't want to just be honest with themselves because maybe they're getting a paycheck. And once you get that paycheck, and this is psychology of business, then you're compromised. Now, you could argue and say, well, Robert, what you do is how you earn a living. Yeah. And I have many streams of income, but I am not going to encourage something that I 100% know may not be helping that person. Nope, not me. So my motivation is really framed around legacy. Because when I'm out of here, same as a Jack LaLanne, or Dick Gregory, I want the people that I came in contact with to go, man, he was a good guy, and he really went above and beyond. He wanted to help people. I'm moved by that. And I also, got a little lawyer in me, you know what I mean? And I like to debate. I've always been that way. And I don't like when people are bullied. And I believe a lot of people are bullied in the world of nutrition and health, because when you influence someone to go in a certain direction and that direction is not helpful and it may become hurtful, I feel that person was bullied. They were taken advantage of. They didn't know any better. They were gullible. They were excited, and they just got pulled in. And next thing you know, they've done a whole bunch of something that's like hurting them. I can't tell you, it blows my mind. I was saying in the earlier conversation how I know of this weight loss program where there's these foods, and I had people who have lost 50 pounds with me, eating regular food, just all regular food, right? Diet Free Life methodology. And they were very successful. But they were in a horrible marriage. Life was turned them upside down. They got off track. They didn't have a coach. They gained the weight back. And then instead of going back to what they knew was true, they decide, I'm going to do this other program, and it can be a side business of mine. Well, the other program has all these foods that have ingredients in it that we know 100% is causing problems with people's health. And they're selling this program to people. They're selling it. They're not selling education. They're selling food delivery. They're selling products. And the products aren't all that. And do people lose weight? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Same as if you got cancer, you lose weight. Same as if you do alcohol diet, you lose weight. Same as you do licorice. All right, eat 4 licorice in the morning, 4 licorice at lunch, 4 licorice. Yeah, you're going to lose weight because the structure is going to help you lose the weight. But are you in a better place once you lose the weight? And most people are not. That's why 95% plus of people who lose weight, let's see if they keep it off. I can't tell you, when I take on clients, how many of them say, Robert, I've been watching you for a long time. People who are new to me, they go, I'm going to watch this guy 6 months later, a year later, 3 years later. And they go, I'm going to give this a shot. They literally, people sit back and just watch you. And I get it, because the skepticism is out of control. Who do you believe? But like I always say, like for me, I got clients, many of you, you've known me for 10 plus years. Some of you 20 years. I'm doing the exact same thing. Now it's gotten better because we've improved our ability to communicate. But it's one of those things where I'm motivated for the right reasons. And so I want to encourage you to get motivated. Play with your reason why. Really dig deep. Ask yourself why. And once you know why you're doing it, man, I mean, there's not. But then you must nurture, right? You must water that. You must add kindling to that motivational fire. You don't stop. The fire doesn't just keep burning and becoming more powerful. You don't know, no. You must do the things that are going to like fuel that fire. Because if you don't, like any fire that you start anywhere, eventually it will go out. Thank you. I just wanted to share that. So for those of you who caught this, sorry for the disconnect technology, but we're getting better at it because I'm getting ready to launch my new podcast. So make sure you go to YouTube, our YouTube channel, subscribe because everything will be uploaded there. And then wherever podcasts are available, my podcast will be there as well. All righty. So again, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Please share. Remember, come over to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and good luck to you. Good luck. Good luck.